It wasn't even my fault, but that waffle cone, just sitting there looking at its cracked edges as the ice cream and sprinkles sort of dribbled out of the side of it as if it were actually breathing and screaming to me at the same time. I actually, in like all of the confusion, I started screaming with the ice cream and was very confused. But you know, seeing the orange cream and the double chocolate sort of flow together was almost a beautiful thing until I had actually realized that I was covered in dirt and ice cream and people were watching for miles around. It was like in the parking lot, and there was like black asphalt and concrete and gravel all over it, and I had just this one of the scoops in my hand, and it was I think for some people it was more saddening to see than it was terrifying, but to me it was truly traumatic, especially because nobody helped, especially because of that. I mean, I understand nobody's gonna help because it's an ice cream cone, but when you see those sprinkles and that double chocolate and that orange cream, you should know right away, hey, this guy needs help. We should get him to like a hospital or something. I mean, he's probably in traumatic shock or something. But nobody thought that apparently, and at the same time, well, my mom and my brother were still eating their ice cream, staring at me as if, like, what was I doing? Just the fact that my little brother had the same ice cream as me, just staring back at me as if to say, yeah, screw you, man, I have an ice cream and you don't. Um, just seeing the look on everybody's face, it, as if they didn't understand what had just happened, it kind of brought me a sense of what our world has come to. I mean, where people don't understand that dropping such an ice cream cone is just like the most horrifying thing ever, but nobody seemed to understand that, and that's truly what got me in the end. And you know, it, I mean, well, actually, no, there have not been any worse times in my life ever where I've realized, like, oh my god, like, what has just happened? But this was one of those moments where you go, you know, it was pretty bad, but we can learn from this lesson. So, what I've learned from this is, I should not lick my ice cream too hard, otherwise I will knock it straight out of my hands and then cry like a little baby over it for the next good half an hour or so. And then
The
after
rest of
that
your
half an
life, you
hour,
mean?
yeah, well, I was crying then, but I'm still crying on the inside, you know. I mean,
It's a
physically
traumatic
crying.
experience, I understand.
Exactly. See, that's what's getting to me, is nobody else understands. You guys seem to understand, but nobody else did. Nobody knew that feeling, and it was just,
The orange cream would have got me.
it did get me. That's what really got me is, I mean, that was like a good extra $2 just for that damn cream. And yeah, the waffle cone bleeding was just a terrifying sight. Like all of the perfect little waffle edges, and then just this chocolate orangey goop just coming out of the side straight into my hands, covered in dirt and tears, salty, salty tears. It, I don't even want to talk about it anymore, honestly. It was pretty bad. So, yeah. Pasta.